For more updates, click on subscribe and click on bell button for latest notifications. Hi friends, welcome to Tech ARK IT YouTube channel. My name is Ravi. In this video session, we are going to see that Lambda serverless compute. AWS Lambda is a serverless computing service provided by AWS that allows users to run code without having to manage servers or infrastructure, which means that serverless means there is no servers, so that is not the meaning, but the servers and infrastructure will be maintained by the AWS, the cloud provider. So you don't need to worry about what underlying servers or infrastructure they are maintaining. So you just need to focus on your code and execution strategy. That's it. So with AWS Lambda, users can upload their code and the service takes care of running it, scaling it, and ensuring high availability. So here you don't need to do any sort of worrying your infrastructure or how the code is running, how much time it takes, so does it handle the load or anything. So you don't need to worry about that. So basically everything is taken care by the AWS cloud provider. So you just need to upload the code and execute the code. That's it. You will get the results. So let's see some example here on the Lambda, how you can use it. So what is the Lambda can do here? Okay, so I have example a data file which contains the CSV data. So there might be some employee records, or there might be some data which contains in the CSV file. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to upload that CSV file to the S3 bucket. Then once the upload is done, then it triggers an event saying that the new file is uploaded to the S3 bucket. Then the Lambda function will kick in and loads that data, the CSV data file, into the Aurora table. So in similar fashion, you can integrate any events with Lambda or any other functions, right? Any other services in the AWS. So this is a simple method where you upload the data, right? Or even you can, the upload is also can be automated using the AWS CLI. Then upload the data using the AWS CLI. Then automatically the uploads get into the S3 bucket. Then the Lambda function runs and Aurora table will be populated automatically. So that's the a simple example for the Lambda function. So there are so many cases you can use the Lambda functions. Okay, so let's see what are the Lambda features here. Serverless computing. So AWS Lambda is a serverless service, meaning that users do not have to manage servers or infrastructure, reducing the overhead and operational complexity or running applications. So you don't need to worry about the underlying infrastructure and servers that will be managed by the cloud, and they will manage for you. So you just need to execute the code. So there is an event driven computing. So AWS Lambda is an event driven, meaning that users can trigger code execution based on wide range of events such as changes to data in S3, messages in SQS, or API gateway request. So there are so many other things you can also integrate, event bridge or SNS and other services. So whenever there is a trigger or there is a message, then you can trigger the Lambda function. Automatic scaling. This is an automatically scales code execution based on demand, allowing users to handle the spikes in traffic and changes in workload without having to manually provision resources. So it automatically scales whenever you have a high workload or high execution code, so you don't need to worry about that. So the paying model for this, right, pay as you go pricing. So the pricing is based on the number of requests and the duration of code execution, allowing users to pay only what they use and reducing cost for low traffic applications. So you don't need to worry about what the code you are uploading and all. So the pay, you only execute the request. So how many requests you are executing, how much duration you are executing, that is only the calculation it will take for you to pay in the Lambda. Integration with other AWS services. So this is very much possible with the Lambda functions, right? AWS services such as API Gateway, S3, DynamoDB to provide a complete solution for building the serverless application. So that is the major things, right? Language support. So what does the languages does it support? So the Lambda supports a wide range of programming languages, which is including the Python, Java, Node.js, C Sharp, right, and Go language and more, allowing users to choose the language that best fits for their needs. So this is the a few example of that. There are wide variety of languages supported by the Lambda. So Lambda functions have 15 minutes timeout. So any function you are running which it's not going to exit 15 minutes, if it is going to exit 15 minutes, the function is going to be terminated automatically. So or it's going to be timed out after 15 minutes. So make sure that whatever the code you are running, it should be executed within 15 minutes. So Lambda pricing model, the pricing model of AWS Lambda is based on number of requests and duration of code execution. The following are the key pricing components. Okay, let's see here. Request pricing. So how many requests you send, that much of billing you will get. AWS Lambda charges based on the number of requests processed by the service. There is no minimum fee or upfront cost, and users only pay for the actual number of requests processed. The first 1 million requests per month are free. So you can see that 1 million requests for the first month, you can just simply execute it. So if you want to do some practice, so I already given you how to you can create your free account, right? You can practice that, so you can get familiar with the Lambda, and after that users can be charged based on the number of requests processed. Duration pricing, how the duration is calculated based on the duration of code execution measured in increments of 100 milliseconds. Users can be charged based on the actual amount of time it takes to run their code, rounded up to nearest 100 milliseconds increment. So based on the 100 milliseconds it will be calculated. This means that if a function runs for 1.5 seconds, the user is charged for 2 seconds of execution time. So that is 100 milliseconds is added more than that, so it will be calculated as 2 seconds. So you will be charged based on that. So there are no upfront costs or minimum fees for the Lambda, and users can only pay for the resources consumed by their functions. So that's all a simple mechanism about the Lambda, and which is a serverless, very useful and powerful mechanism. You can integrate with many other services to run your code. So you don't need to bother about the infrastructure and everything. So that's the Lambda function. So that's about it guys for this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos and courses.